Hello and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast about movies we've never seen. My name is Trent. I'm here with my lovely wife, Betsy.
I'm lovely.
Yes, you are. Today, we're going to see yet another movie, brand new movie.
Brand new.
Just came out, last week or something?
Something like that.
Something like that. We're going to see another Marvel movie, The Eternals.
Yeah.
Or is it just Eternals?
I think it's just called Eternals.
Yeah. Okay.
I think.
The.
Point being, it's the next in a long line of nexts for Marvel.
Yeah, we're very much in the next phase, whatever
Yep.
that is. Phase 62.
791.
Yes. So, Betsy, obviously we haven't seen the movie. It's brand new.
Yeah.
We are very much Marvel fans. If the rest of this whole series of podcast episodes have been evidence of that. So what do you know about this one?
Well, I know that our friends, the Eternals, or Eternals, whatever we're calling them, they are some kind of ancient beings.
They're super duper heroes, Betsy.
They have been on Earth for millennia, and they are there to protect the planet, but I guess they're not supposed to interfere with, like, normal everyday stuff. They're there for a specific function.
Are they specifically assigned to Earth? Or
Yes.
is it just like the realm?
This group in particular seems to be, and this is all just based on what's in the trailer. They say, we've been here forever, we love humans, and they're there for like these beasts, some kind of ancient demon.
They help move humanity along the track of best evolutionary cycle, I guess.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I think they're literally just there to stop other evil.
And I think those creatures...
Because the humans aren't ready for it.
Well, the creatures there are... Man, I don't know.
They don't go super into it. The trailer is very vague.
Yeah.
That's what I get. I know Kumail Nanjiani is in it, and he's ripped to shit.
Jacked.
I know we've got...
Seriously, when they revealed that on like whatever the men's health issue or whatever the fuck that was, it was a surprise to everyone because we were a fan before he was a Marvel person.
He was a schlubby nerd on a TV show.
If you've never seen his movie, I think it's called The Big Sick. It's basically a movie about him meeting his wife played by Zoe Kazan. His wife really is, I think, some kind of writer.
I think so. They wrote the movie together.
Yeah. So they actually got nominated for Best Screenplay.
If there was any justice in the world, it would have gotten a Best Picture nomination.
True. It's really, really good. It's very sweet. But, again, Kumail Nanjiani is a schlubby-looking Pakistani man who is not supposed to be jacked, but holy shit,
He's
man.
so jacked.
Like
it's like off-putting how jacked he is in this movie.
It's from 0 to 60 in like a second.
Yes.
Man, holy shit.
He worked a lot and kept a very low profile until he was able to reveal that.
Right. Totally.
Yep.
And like we watched Silicon Valley. He's also in that. I think that was his first
big thing.
Thing where he was a co-star.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's him. We've got Angelina Jolie as, I think, the leader of the pack.
I don't really know.
I don't know.
Team.
They are a team. But if there is a leader, it's her.
It could be. Or she's like the most powerful or something. I don't know. She's very little in the trailer also. Salma Hayek. Richard Madden.
Yeah. Two of the kids.
And Kit Harington.
Yeah, both of those brothers from Lord of the Rings. He's not an Eternal. He's just a dude, I think. Kit Harington is.
Yep, and there's some interference happening, and they have to save the planet.
Right, in the trailers, they talk about, well, why didn't you come here to fuck up Thanos, or if you're this all powerful?
They're not supposed to.
Yeah, they're not supposed to.
The short version is they're not supposed to. We'll find out more.
Hey guys, you figured it out on your own.
Yeah.
You didn't need us.
Yeah.
But now I guess these creatures who have been around forever, who like to fuck up the humans, are back somehow. I don't know.
I also think, and I touched on this in the Shang-Chi episode, they talk about the 10 rings having a kind of mysterious origin.
Yeah.
And I'm hopeful.
And they just kind of brush it off. Like, this guy, hundreds of years ago just found him in a ditch somewhere.
Basically.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful that this movie gives us a little insight into that. I'm mostly curious, why this? Why now? What's it setting up for the next phase?
Yeah.
What is it going to lead to?
Yeah. And like tying it in with the rest of the MCU. Because obviously they're talking about what happened with Thanos.
Yep.
And the rest of the
It's
Avenger
post-Thanos,
peoples.
post-Avengers.
It's very much post all of that.
They even say, well, now the Avengers aren't a thing anymore. Who's going to save the world?
Sure,
Who's going to
sure.
be the new Avengers?
Right.
And this is all in the trailer. This is literally the entire
yeah.
content for what I know about this movie.
I've not read any kind of spoiler,
Nope.
anything. I don't know anything more than what I've seen in the trailers. And we tend to shy away from trailers sometimes because we're eventually going to see it. We don't want to be spoiled. And I think for this one, I've wanted to watch more because it's such an unknown quantity.
Yeah. I think also this has had really poor reviews. That
That's
doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
That's the elephant in the room here.
Yes.
It's like the lowest rated movie of the MCU on Rotten Tomatoes by a long shot. I think the next lowest is like 70 something, and that's Thor: The Dark World. It's Thor 2.
So I'm going into
But
this with
this is like 50.
Yeah, I'm going into this with a grain of salt, but I think
Mm-hmm.
it may have more to do with it's going to be really different from what we've seen to this point.
Yeah.
That is my assumption, because if people are expecting a sparkly, shiny, fun, and funny Marvel movie, I have a suspicion this ain't it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which makes it hard to enjoy and get into. Maybe it has some analytical problems. We'll see.
Well, and I'm here for the story. I don't really care too much about action scenes. They're fine, but I realize that this movie is not going to be that.
Yeah.
I want the continuation of the MCU and wherever they're going to go from here. Clearly, we're going to get a Spider-Man movie in the next month. So that's going to be very much in that vein. But at the same time, Spider-Man, I think, is going to go kind of off on its own. Like, they're going to be introducing a lot of the normal Spider-Man enemies in the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies going forward. I think Sony's just going to take that property and just kind of move it over here.
Spider-Man is just Spider-Man
Yeah,
now.
it's just going to be moved over here.
Could be.
Like, hey, thanks, Marvel, for making this really good franchise for us. We'll take it from here.
Yeah. Hello, Doctor Strange. Now goodbye.
Right. Yeah, that's maybe the only thing that is tying them in together. But we're not here to talk about Spider-Man. We're going to go and watch Eternals now. So we will be right back. And we are back. We just watched Eternals in the theater.
Yes.
Betsy, what did you think?
I understand the mixed feelings about this movie.
Okay.
It's not bad. I think its problems lie in they are trying to give you so much information. Like, just the Eternals alone, there's like 9 of them, and I barely knew any of their names until halfway through the movie.
Yep.
I also felt like the pacing was really slow. Like, real slow. That first hour felt eternal.
It was pretty dry, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I am getting the problems with it. I think overall I did enjoy it. I think that it didn't really add to this universe yet.
Yeah.
So I'll be curious to see how this expands. But if you want my real gut reaction, I think it should have been a TV show.
Really?
The thing that I'm talking about, I didn't know who anybody was. I wasn't invested in anybody because I didn't have enough time to care, because there's so many people I'm supposed to care about, and I don't even know their fucking name.
Yeah.
And then it's just like halfway through the movie and then the movie's over. So I think a lot of the stuff, because this is so dense, would have been better served for that format where you're given the time to develop two things, because this movie jumps back and forth in history. These people, these Eternals, have been around for 7,000 years, since the dawn of civilization, basically.
Yep.
And they show you some sequences out of order. So you get stuff from 5000 BC and 1500 AD and 525 AD. And we're skipping all around. But they're doing it out of sequence. We didn't get to see the history all at once. If it was a TV show, you could get into that more.
You could. And I think they probably would have liked to, but then it's not serving the eventual end. Because the eventual end is what's important here. Yes, they are explaining where these people come from, to a point. They explain what their job is. They explain that they are immortal. But at the same time, for hundreds of years, they've been just left alone to just live a normal quote-unquote life.
Right.
So, like, where would you fill in the gaps? Like, would you want episodes about, here's Babylonia, here's the dawn of time, here's this, here's that?
I needed more character development. I don't really know how or when. I just felt like it was lacking. Like, I could have used more. Because it's not like these were uninteresting characters, but I didn't get a whole lot of context. Like, okay, I know at the beginning of the movie, I've got this woman named Cersei. I know I have this girl named Sprite, and I have a guy named Icarus. How long did it take us to actually hear the names of the other people?
Yeah.
That's what was really frustrating me, was because I'm trying to care about these people, and I'm like, I don't even know your name because nobody is saying your name, and nobody's addressing you till 45 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think that wasn't the focus here. The focus here is getting the lore out.
Yeah.
The focus is letting you know there are these creatures on Earth that were put there, and the Eternals are there to kill them.
Yep.
And they
Eternals kill deviants.
Yeah,
The end.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
accomplished
point.
they accomplished their job to a point. We found more.
Yeah. They did what they thought they were there to do, and then didn't realize there was more because nobody told them there was
Sure,
more.
and they were just basically waiting around for hundreds of years, waiting to be told that they can go home, but that was all a lie.
Right.
So my feelings about this are, I'm glad that my expectations were tempered
Yes.
coming in, because I knew we weren't going to get, like, a lot of connections to the rest of the MCU.
We got basically no connections to the rest of the
We got
MCU.
the only connections that we got were people kind of joking around.
Yeah.
And Kit Harington saying, "Why didn't you stop Thanos?"
Yeah.
And
Are
then
you a wizard like Doctor Strange?
Sure. And then you get this brushed off notion that, well, we were instructed not to interfere with any kind of human on human violence or human on human conflict, when in reality, Thanos was not a human.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't understand that portion of it.
Why they couldn't get involved?
Yeah.
Because once you get to the point of the movie, it's basically all these like layers about evolution and humanity, and yes, war is bad and it kills off the population, but it also drives development and ingenuity. And the whole point is that these people need to be really intelligent, really smart.
Right. They need to learn from their mistakes.
Yes.
And from, like, it's true. From a lot of military technology and development, has come a lot of medicines and treatments and all this other stuff funded by military funding.
Well, and like Ajax, Salma Hayek's character, literally says it. Humans figured out a way to undo what Thanos did.
Right.
And that alone was so much like cosmic energy and moving humanity forward in a single instant that it basically triggered the thing that they now need to stop.
Right. So the Celestial, we're just going to get into it here, the Celestial that is growing inside the Earth's core
Yes.
That seed was planted there,
millennia ago.
yeah, many centuries ago.
And they said it's like once every billion years or
Yeah.
something, a celestial is born.
Right.
But the planet is destroyed by their birth because it's feeding off of the energy of
The planet?
the planet and the people on it.
Once the celestial is born, it basically takes in all of its humanity, all of its beings,
Yes.
let's say.
It absorbs it and then blows the planet.
And Thanos coming around and snapping half of the population everywhere away, it delayed that entire process.
Because it didn't have enough energy to do it.
Yeah, because half the people were gone.
Yep.
You would have had to completely restart that whole process. You go from 7 billion people to 3.5 billion people. You got to build that process up again.
Yes.
So there's a connection. There's actually some relevance there. They're kind of explaining in a way.
And they say it in the trailer. Like, that's in the trailer where she says, you know, this whole thing with Thanos is the fuel that lit the fire, basically, to make
with
this happen.
with the Avengers actually solving the problem of Thanos.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that, but I didn't have any context as to why that was important.
Right.
Now we know. So
Yeah, this is when you really have to see it twice. I think this will make a lot more sense because now that I have all the pieces and I'm putting it all together, it's like, okay, now I get it. Versus while I'm watching it and they're revealing things to you. But as you're watching it, you're like, why is this important? What's happening? What's going on here?
And so Betsy, we just watched Guardians of the Galaxy last night, the first one.
Yes.
Just put it on just to have something on the TV. Not because I read anything that, oh, this is what you need to watch before we watch Eternals.
Yep.
There was something there.
Regarding what?
Regarding the Celestials. So when they were at the Collector's place giving him the Power Stone,
Yeah.
they put up these like little screens of here's how life was when at the dawn of time when the stones were put into the existence. There was a dude with 6 eyes, a Celestial, doing battle,
Taking over planets.
taking over planets and
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
That was foretold in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, there's a lot
To a
of,
point.
there's a lot of overlap, and like they literally in Guardians of the Galaxy talk about how the Infinity Stones come into being, and
Yeah.
they bring that up here too.
Yeah.
So basically, before the dawn of time,
Yeah.
before the 6 singularities that created the Infinity Stones,
Mm-hmm.
that's where the Eternals were formed.
Yeah.
So they actually predate the Infinity Stones.
The Celestials.
The Celestials
Yes.
do. And one of the Celestials created the Eternals. And we think it's because they are fighting off this evil power, the deviants that are taking over parts of the universe.
Yeah.
But we get more of that later.
Well,
but yeah, so you're right. There's that connection to...
Well, and you might say, oh yeah, they've been planning this thing for a decade or more. No, more of it is just, hey, let's throw some meat to the comic book nerds out there.
It's a huge comic universe.
Right, let's throw some meat to those nerds, and they can say to their buddies, saying, oh, they're referencing this thing from this one comic here, not realizing that, oh, we're gonna have an entire fucking movie series about these. We're gonna get more Eternals.
Right.
And we were introduced to another Eternal at the very end, who apparently is Thanos' brother. So was Thanos an Eternal as well?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Like I said, this one I'm confused by it. There's kind of a lot of pieces you have to remember. I don't know. The longer I'll have to really digest this one. I really think this is one I'm going to have to watch multiple times to really understand.
And I really think that they're going to be fleshing out this part of the new universe, this part of the new phase, over the course of the next few movies.
Correct,
because
they never do it all in one go. You always
No.
get it over several movies.
Right.
A little bit here, a little bit there.
You're not going to get the entire story out of 2.5 hours. And again, you're right. It was a slog to get through. This was a 2.5 hour movie where not a lot happens.
Right.
You get some history. You get a lot of history. Like the history of humanity through this movie.
Yeah. Well, listen, there was one moment where I'm like, mind you, I'm the classic Civ nerd.
Right.
Who is sitting here at the beginning of the movie, and they didn't say where it was or when it was, and I was like, are they in Babylon?
Yeah.
Just based on this blue wall and the artwork on it.
Sure.
And then I get the title card, Babylon, whatever, BC, and I'm just like, ha! But it was kind of interesting how they tied it in, because it's so layered. Like, they literally, their ship is the foundation of Babylon.
Yeah.
Like, it's underground, and they have built a city on top of it, and it's now the greatest city in the world.
Yeah, Mesopotamia basically is the garden bed for all of humanity.
Right. And then, there's all these tie-ins based on their names, where their names, because they're immortal, have become tied into humanity's, like, stories.
Right.
So, Angelina Jolie is called Thena.
Uh-huh.
Which becomes Athena.
Right.
The warrior goddess.
Yeah, right.
God of war.
Goddess of war.
Yep. You had Icarus and Sprite. And of course, Sprite is referencing, like a small, mischievous being.
Cherub type of a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's also a storyteller in this. So Sprite tells the story of Icarus, who can fly, and he flies too close to the sun.
Right.
So Richard Mann's character is Icarus. You have somebody named Gilgamesh, which is literally an ancient city in Mesopotamia. Druig, which I assume becomes Druid.
Yeah.
And he's Irish, so that's sort of tied into that northern England religious thing.
Yeah.
So there's definitely foundations in, they've been around so long, influencing humanity so long, that their own identities have become tied with humanity's storytelling.
Right. It's the mythology that we've created about these people. And they didn't hide.
No.
They were just all there.
They're just chilling.
Right.
Dressed completely strangely compared to the populace.
Right. And
helping them along.
Like these basically gods to them are just hanging out in their village, helping them out and doing whatever they do.
Yeah.
And it was kind of strange to have that portion of it there, where one of the guys, Fastus, is like an inventor who, like, we get a scene where, oh, I'm going to introduce the steam engine.
But it's still like 4,000 BC or something.
Or something like that. Like, it's way, way too early.
Yeah.
And Sprite says, you're going to scare the shit out of him.
Yeah.
It's like, if you show him this stuff.
Okay, fine. The plow.
Wow.
So yeah, there was like some humor in it, sort of.
Yeah.
But it's pretty dry. Like, there's only a couple of humorous sequences in this movie. It's not as... There's not as much levity as some Marvel.
Yeah, and it is some dark stuff that they're talking about here. This is dawn of time and evolution and end of the world apocalypse type shit.
Yep.
That
mythology and humanity and religion,
right,
and
there's
space and cosmic energy.
and you got some like real human things like betrayal. Like Icarus betrays his entire group because he wants to serve
right.
the big dude.
But he also has the most faith of anybody because he believes, he has known for a while what the plan is, the great plan,
right,
the great design.
Right.
And he believes in it and he supports it. And if that means stopping his fellow family members, as they kind of refer to themselves, he'll do it.
Right.
So yeah, it's entangled, and they all have their own abilities. So there's somebody who is super fast. There's somebody who can control minds. Icarus can fly and shoots laser beams out his eyes. You've got somebody who can change the elements. Basically, she can turn molecules into other molecules.
Right.
If you want to put it that way, she can change anything into anything. You've got somebody who's super strong. You've got somebody who is a great warrior and can manifest weapons.
Right.
So they all have their own thing. There's the inventor. This is a lot to get into for people I've just met.
Sure.
Hence my saying, if you had more time, like, I'm not asking for a 4-hour Eternals movie. Maybe the director's cut being closer to 3 or something would give us some of the pieces I'm missing. I just think there's more here we could flesh out where it's lacking.
Yeah. Yeah, and
They're not uninteresting. Like, there's
you
all
just
these...
wanted more.
I wanted more, and I didn't have the time.
And 2.5 hours wasn't enough to really get to know the characters.
Yeah.
And in some cases, you know what? These characters are going to die. Like, we lost 2 characters in the course of the movie.
Yep.
So those people... And you got to know Selma Hayek's character more because they showed all the stuff throughout history.
Yeah.
So,
and she's the one who's communing with...
She's the
with
prime.
their lord or
yeah,
whatever.
She's the prime. So, you know, I get what you're saying, but it's not that kind of a movie, I think. I think the whole point here is to get the lore out and to get the grand vision, the grand design, whatever you want to call it. Because in reality, like, by the end of the movie, we got one group doing one thing and we got another group doing another. So we've got Thena and Sprite and... I didn't get the other girl's name.
Makari,
Yeah.
I think is the other one.
I don't know. Again, names. There's a
Yeah.
lot of names.
There's a lot of people and a lot of names, and they sort of gloss over that.
Sure. So we get all these folks who basically get it in their head that, oh, we're going to go to some of these other planets that have the celestial seed inside of them to go warn the other Eternals, saying, hey guys, this is what's going on here. You'll need to wake up and stop this. Because the people that you're trying to serve and protect and advance, they're all going to die eventually. That's the whole plan. They're trying to make more Celestials.
Yep, and they find out that, they've been through this over and over and over, but their memories are constantly getting wiped.
Yeah.
And they're much older and much more complex than they even realize.
Right.
But they're not human. They're basically a machine that was designed, and they're being used for this purpose, and then completely flushed back to reset.
Sure.
And they do it again.
Right.
And they've been helping doing this
And
for
it's only been
millions of years.
7,000 years on Earth.
For them this time.
Right.
Yeah.
And who knows? And like, Thena was having like visions in her mind of like some of her memories coming back.
Yeah, she snaps.
She snaps and she's like saying, oh, this planet, everybody dies. Everybody dies. I need to stop it.
Yeah, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
There's no point.
Right.
And it's because she's been reset so many times, but all that stuff is still in there, and it's driving her insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's interesting stuff like that in here. Angelina Jolie is not in this movie very much, but she's a very interesting character because she's going insane, and she's giving us these details.
What do they call it here? She has mad weary.
Yeah,
Mad weary.
that's what they referred to it.
Yeah. So it's like a PTSD kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Where all of these memories are like kind of coming back to her to a point, but she can't interpret them.
No.
Like she just kind of goes nuts and then goes away for a while.
She tries to kill all the other Eternals because she knows inside of her, subconsciously, what their real purpose is.
Yeah.
And she's trying to stop it because she's sick of it.
Yep.
So yeah, she's basically got PTSD. You've got the guy who can control minds who says, all of these people are fighting and there's war and everyone's dying. This is genocide.
Yeah.
And I could stop it.
I could stop this. I
you
could
won't
have
let
I
me.
could have everybody living in harmony.
Yep.
But that's not what spurs evolution. It's
Yeah.
not what spurs innovation.
But
things
he
like
says,
that.
nah, fuck it. I'm leaving. And he just stops a genocide and he takes these people
Yeah.
and lives in a commune with them in the woods for millennia,
In
just
the
protecting
Amazon.
them.
In the Amazon.
Yeah. So he just like makes a decision to not do it anymore. And he truly is probably the one who's protecting them the most, even though they have no free will. Because he's controlling them all.
Exactly.
He's protecting them by not protecting
Right.
them.
I mean, he's very much the type of God that is just telling you exactly what to do. This is the path to be on. But without free will, do you really want to live like that? Of course, they wouldn't know any better.
No, they literally don't know. And so the group is kind of splitting up at the beginning of the movie or the middle of the movie, and they've been separated for a long time, and it's like one's a teacher and one's living a life with his husband and their son, and one lives in South Dakota. Why were we in South Dakota so much?
So of course, if you don't know, Betsy and I have lived in South Dakota our entire lives.
That was very strange.
And I leaned over to Betsy during the movie, and I said, I think Chloe Zhao really got attached to South Dakota
Some people
when she
do.
was filming Nomadland here.
Some people do.
And yeah,
I
they
need
could
an
have had her.
excuse.
They could have had her live anywhere, out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
But the most middle of nowhere to Chloe Zhao is South Dakota.
Yeah, because then there's another guy who's out in the middle of nowhere, Australia.
Sure, yeah.
It's kind of the equivalent, being
Pretty
in
much.
the outback,
Pretty much.
being in the middle of South Dakota where there's just nobody for 50 miles.
Yeah.
Same thing.
But yeah.
That was a weird little detail.
Yeah. It's like, what? What? Why?
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So should we go through the bits here?
I mean, we've kind of been touching on it all. I
Yeah,
don't know what other stuff you want to specifically call out.
So just at the beginning, they go through the in the beginning, which, by the way, okay, what are you doing?
Literally in the
What
beginning.
are you doing by saying in the beginning? You're gonna piss off a bunch of Bible thumpers.
I'm telling you, though, if you actually wanted to get into it, there is a lot of religious themes in this.
There totally is.
There totally are.
I mean, it's religious, but then you could also talk about mythology.
Yes.
Because that's what the early, Romans and whatever else, that was what they
That was
worshipped.
their religion.
Right.
Yeah.
But we call it mythology because it's so long ago. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So anyway, so we get we get a whole big fucking Star Wars scroll of what happens. We get introduced to these people. We get introduced to the creatures, the deviants, which I don't know about you, but I think those looked kind of cheap. I don't know. I didn't like the look of them. They were just kind of weird animals.
I think they're not unique to Marvel. They've had similar looking creatures before.
Yeah, it's just
All
kind of
the
generic.
alien, what do you call it? Anthropomorphic.
Yeah, they're made to look like
vaguely-
other animals that you could recognize.
Vaguely reminiscent, but a monster.
Sure.
Yeah, that kind of thing. That's just
and
sort of
bigger
what they look like.
with tentacles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evolution has decided these creatures all have sharp teeth and 4
Mm-hmm.
legs, and they're really buff.
Sure, fine.
Maybe a tail.
Yeah. So eventually we jump to present day London. And we catch up with Cersei, who is, I guess, a teacher at some school in London. And she's dating Kit Harington.
Who's also barely in this movie.
Who's also barely in the movie, but we find out much later that he's going to have a role in future movies. We'll get to that. But she's some professor, teacher type of thing at this school in London, and they're dating. I guess he's also a professor of a different subject. I guess. So I guess he knows some stuff about her, but not a lot.
It's that thing where I think he has an open mind because he lives in a world with the Avengers.
Right.
So he literally says, there's some weird shit that happens around us. Are you a wizard? You can tell me if you're a wizard.
Right.
I think he's super open to whatever shit she's into.
Right, and she has gotten drunk once or twice and spilled the beans.
And Sprite is there.
Yeah, and Sprite is there.
There's this young person who's just sort of around telling him what's up.
Right.
Oh yeah, her boyfriend, they broke up 100 years ago.
Centuries ago or whatever it was. Yeah.
And he doesn't think it's weird.
Yeah. So that's kind of a weird intro. Just the fact that somebody else knows something and it isn't a complete secret.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's his birthday and they go out to celebrate, and apparently he's been asking her to move in with him.
Yeah.
And she says, no, I can't do it, and you know why. So is it that she just doesn't want to get attached to a human? Is that the thing?
Probably.
Because my thought was...
They come and go.
Right, and my thought was maybe she has instructions that maybe you shouldn't get too attached to humans.
I think she's well beyond being attached to the humans, though.
Sure.
She's shown many times throughout the movie, like, interacting with humans on a very personal level.
Sure. And of course, that was just before I knew about all the other stuff that happened later in the movie.
Yeah.
And the fact that, she was with Icarus for so long. And yeah. But again, Kit Harington being there just to set up the end of the movie was just kind of strange. But then there's an earthquake.
In London.
In London, which right off the bat should not happen.
No, and they give it to you later, but,
Yeah.
they give you an explanation why there's all
Yeah,
these earthquakes. There was global earthquakes.
A global earthquake phenomenon happened,
Yep.
and everybody's freaking out, but we don't really see a whole lot of it. No. There's a reference
on the
to it
TV.
later that happened, when the other two were in Australia, and he says, "Oh, I just thought I was drunk."
Yeah.
Of course, it all happened at different times of the day.
Right.
So they reveal, they came here 7,000 years ago from Olympia, which is, again, more mythology.
Yeah.
But, of course, that's what they're told. That's what the Eternals are told.
That's what they think is the
You
truth.
come from Olympia, and we plucked you out to go serve the Celestials and bring these people up. But in reality, they were just created for this purpose, period. So... But yeah, we have the incident with Icarus and Circe and Sprite fighting the thing that comes out of the water.
Yeah, they figure out the deviants are back. We need to get the gang back together.
Yeah, we need to get the band
That's
back
the short
together.
version of it.
That's
yeah.
the short version. Yeah.
And then we travel around and we find out, Kingo is a Bollywood star.
Yeah.
Not just any, he's like the 6th generation Bollywood star.
Right.
Because he's like, no, that's my great-great-grandfather. That's my great-grandfather. My grandfather.
And so on and so forth. That all look identical to him because it is him.
Yep. We find out Ajak is dead.
Yeah.
She's been killed by a deviant. And apparently the deviant has absorbed her powers.
Right,
Which is
so-
apparently new and interesting.
Yeah, what they find out when they fight it in London is that it's regenerating, and the only one of them that has regenerative powers is Ajak.
Yeah.
So they don't really get that right away, but as time goes on, they realize, oh, the deviant took her powers.
Right. And Circe basically becomes the new leader of the group.
Right.
Ajak selects her.
Right, to take the sphere, the power sphere, or whatever the fuck that
And
is.
so now
I wish they explained that more.
Yeah, like, again, if you just gave me a little more, I would understand some more.
Yeah.
So she can now commune with their deity.
Yeah.
Let's call it some version of that.
Erisham.
And he gives her the whole thing. He says, you were there for this purpose. Mm-hmm. And I designed you,
Yep.
and I designed the deviants, but there was a flaw with the deviants, so you guys I made better, and you cannot evolve.
Right.
But she can. We come later to find that she's able to do things she wasn't able to do before. So
Sure.
there's apparently some flaw in them as far as he is concerned.
Right.
And they don't get into it too much, but that's clearly going to be relevant later.
Right.
And so she just convinces everybody, this is fucked.
Yeah.
We need to stop it.
Right. And then while we're doing this, we're kind of going back and forth in time. We go back to Babylon. We have another thing in like the like 200 BC or whatever it was. And we have this kind of love story between Icarus and Circe.
Yeah.
Where, I guess they have regular emotions like humans do. Mm-hmm. And
That's what I'm saying. It's dense because they're not real people, but they live among people and they feel real emotions. So it's kind of that question, like, what is humanity?
Sure.
And that's a dense topic.
Yeah, and that is beyond the scope of this podcast, Betsy.
Right. But they, like, fall in love and they've been together for
They have
1,000
sex.
years.
There's a sex scene in
there
here.
Was a sex scene.
Holy, is that the only sex scene we've
Correct.
had?
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yes, indeed. They get married.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the 1200 BC
Sure.
or whatever.
Fine.
And they're together for 5,000 years, and
Yeah.
then one day he just fucks off.
Which we don't even know what happened to them, do we?
Sort of. So I think what happened is, and that you kind of have to extrapolate. So Icarus knows the truth because Ajax knows the truth.
Right.
And Ajax told Icarus
And this-
because she wanted him to be the new leader at some point.
Right, and-
She's grooming him to be taking over the group.
And that happened pretty much right after Druig fucks off with the army.
Yeah. So I think
And
she just...
when Athena kind of goes a little bit crazy.
The group breaks up. The band breaks up.
Yep.
But she is trying to put a plan together for in the event of she can't do it anymore, there's somebody else. So she spills the beans to Icarus, and that fucks him up in the head because he knows how much humanity and the planet means to the rest of the group.
Sure.
So I think that is the shortest version of it, is he can't be around her because he believes more in the truth and the mission than in her.
Yeah.
And that's really hard for him.
Sure.
I think that's where it just boils down to. Because at the end of the movie, he has an opportunity to stop her. He has an opportunity to kill her and let this all happen the way it's supposed to happen. And he can't do it. And then he melodramatically throws his body into the sun.
That I did not like. It's
That was a
really,
lot.
Really? You went there? You
Yes.
did the Icarus into the sun thing?
Yes.
What the fuck?
He quite literally flew into the sun.
It would have been bad if they didn't even refer to the fable of that.
I don't blame the movie. I blame whoever wrote the comic book.
Yeah.
Because I
fine.
imagine that's all from the comic book.
It's like, Jesus Christ. But yeah,
But yeah, it's a lot of slow burn, slow burn, slow burn.
Yep.
And then it gets really quick, really fast, where they get the group back together.
Yeah.
They're going to use Druig to make this celestial that's inside the planet sleep.
Right. To, I guess, just
Control
delay
his
it.
mind,
to
to
delay
delay
it
it.
from happening.
Yep.
So yeah, they meet up with him. They get ambushed by a bunch of deviants. And Gilgamesh is killed.
Yep.
And his power is absorbed by the same deviant that got Ajax.
Who is now evolving.
Who just now evolved into a speaking...
a humanoid
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah. Which, that right there... Okay. Watching the trailers for this, I figured we were going to get a lot more of the deviants as the big bad, as the villain, because that one in the tunnel with Angelina Jolie was talking, saying, like, making it seem like they're the ones trying to kill the humans for some reason. I just have no idea what that's about.
Yeah, and it's Bill Skarsgård, which I had to look up because I was like, he sounds vaguely familiar. Is this someone I'm supposed to know? So we've got another Skarsgård in the Marvel universe.
Sure. Now we just got to get what's his name from True Blood.
Yeah, but it's that thing where by the time they figure out what's going on, why don't they just work together?
Right.
They're all pawns in
Yeah.
the game of
Yeah.
Arishem,
Right.
the celestial being that is running them all.
Right.
They're all pawns in his game. Mm-hmm. And they all realize it, but they're still fighting each other.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
So, yeah. So, we get almost the entire band back together. Then we go and meet up with Phastos, who they reveal right before they meet up with him that he lost faith in humanity. And it took the dropping of the H-bomb at Hiroshima.
Yeah.
That fucked him up.
He pushed them to evolve.
Which is, he's the guy...
And he feels
Yeah,
responsible.
and he's the guy who pushed them technology to try to advance things. Oh,
and they
so he
did.
blames himself
Yep.
for this event from happening. That, yeah, sure. I'm there with you. That's huge in the course of humanity.
Yeah.
So he kind of fucks off and goes to live in Chicago.
Was that Chicago? I
Yes,
didn't even
it was
notice
Chicago.
where he was.
Yes, they say it on screen.
I must have been bored by then.
Yes, present day Chicago. He is there with his son
Yep.
and his boyfriend or
Husband.
husband.
He
Did they
refers-
actually say?
I think he refers to him as his husband.
Okay, I didn't get that part.
Yep.
But we got our first on-screen gay kiss
Yes.
in a Marvel movie.
Yes.
That's significant.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff they put into this movie.
Totally.
I don't know why it took until this one, but there you go.
Do we have any other gay characters other than the implied gayness of Captain Marvel?
Carol Danvers and her special friend.
Yes.
No, I think that's it. And I mean, there's some like gender fluidity things happening, I think, in some of the other TV shows, but we haven't gotten to those yet.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So everybody gets together. I don't know. It just sort of escalates very, very quickly. They're going to have this guy go to sleep, but Richard Madden, we find out, has betrayed them all because he actually set up that
he's the
Ajak
one,
died.
Yeah, he's the one who killed Ajak by pushing her off a cliff.
Yep. And Sprite's actually in love with Icarus, but she's in the body of a small girl.
Okay, the whole I love Icarus thing, that one was a little bit weird, but I do appreciate the kind of, I was born as this small person.
Yeah.
As this small girl. And I'll never get to have what every other Eternal has had.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never going to be able to fall in love and be with a person because...
Trent, we could probably have an entire analytical conversation about, like, gender identity and body dysmorphia and things like that regarding that specific character.
Yeah. And I think that was the more interesting character. Or a character development portion of that.
Yeah.
Because by the end, she chooses, I want to be a human. I want to grow up and actually have a life.
Yeah.
I'm done with being an Eternal. Fuck this.
I don't want to live forever.
Which, I'm okay with, because whenever they do another movie, that actor is going to actually grow.
If she's actually a teen, I haven't looked into it to see, because some people are just very petite.
Fine. But that's my point.
Yes.
Like, if they're going to make another one of these, you better let them actually grow up and really be real, because, yeah.
Yeah, and they all kind of go into factions again. Like, some of them still believe in the cause, and they just decide not to get involved. Like Kingo. He's like, I believe in what we're doing, but I can't be a part of this because I still have faith.
Right, and that right there, they should have gone into more.
Yeah.
Like,
we don't see him the rest of the movie.
He just kind of left, and as Cersei is like, I don't understand that scene. Cersei's there, Kingo's there, and Sprite is there. Sprite is lamenting having to go to school, which that was a good joke.
Yeah. Now I have to go to high school.
And like Kingo is putting bags into his sports car that has Kingo as the license plate.
Yes.
Did you notice that?
Yes.
He was great.
Yeah.
God damn it.
It's the funniest thing in this movie.
Yeah.
But again, it's just like, it was used at weird times.
It was.
It was used at very weird times.
So, like, what were they doing? Was he in London?
I guess.
Like, moving out of a place that we've never even seen him at? Or was that just his traveling thing? He's visiting a friend.
I don't know. Like, there's just, like, weird little sequences where he's, like, gone, and then he's back, and then he's gone.
If you added 20 more minutes to this movie, it would be too long, but you could actually explain more things.
But maybe it wouldn't be too long if it made sense.
Maybe.
Like, if you just take the extra couple seconds to explain things, it doesn't feel long.
Now, I'm not going to complain about a 3-hour movie. We watched Endgame. That was over 3 hours.
Yeah.
But that was all earned. We knew what was going to happen there. It was going to end the entire ramp up to Thanos doing everything.
Yeah.
So that was an earned thing. This is all establish.
Yep.
So it's really, really hard to have a payoff to just establishing everything.
Right. So we get to the end and we think, oh, Druig is going to kill the Celestial. He's going to put him to sleep. But then he says, no, I'm not powerful enough. Cersei, you have to do it.
Right.
And then she does it by using all of their powers, because when the Celestial is born, they're all connected to the Celestial. So all of their
powers combined.
All of their powers combined, she's able to turn it to stone or some crap. And then at the end,
turn it into a glacier.
Yeah, and then at the end of the movie, they're able to just kind of leave. But then, of course, there's thunder and the clouds part, and Arishem shows up.
That was intense.
Well, and you think about, like, the context of a massive, massive being showing up right outside your planet. That's what it would look like.
That's what it would look like. You would see it through the blueness of the sky.
Yep.
Because that's still going to be there. But yeah, I mean, unless he was in front of the sun.
I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, he grabs the three of them who are still remaining on the planet.
Yeah.
And he says, fine, you win, but I'm gonna like check your brains and run down the history of humanity and decide if you get to live, if you made the right call.
Right.
And then he takes them with him.
I guess.
We don't know where to, but they're gone.
No.
And
well, and this is right before Kit Harington is about to reveal something
about his family.
Yeah, I got some weird family history.
Yeah. So then we get 2 end credit scenes. So we have mid credit scene, and then we have end credit scene.
Mm-hmm.
And the mid credit scene, a drunk elf appears on the ship where Angelina Jolie and
the fast girl
and Druig.
Yeah.
The 3 of them have taken off, and they're like, well, we can't reach the people on planet Earth. We got to go back.
Well, and we said it before. They're going to go off and warn other Eternals, saying, hey, this is all bullshit.
But they're still trying to check in with the people on...
Yeah, and they said we haven't heard from them for a while.
It's been weeks.
We need to go back.
Yeah.
But then this drunk...
space elf,
sure, this guy.
Voiced by Patton Oswalt.
Patton Oswalt, which, by the way, Patton Oswalt is already doing a voice of another Marvel character on Hulu show MODOK.
That's a Marvel thing?
That is a Marvel thing.
I've not heard about this one.
Uh-huh. I kind of figured maybe that whole thing is going to come into play here,
Why
but
would
no.
it be on Hulu?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Disney didn't want anything to do with it, so they licensed it out.
I don't know. There's so much in the Marvel universe.
Oh, for fuck's sake, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Patton Oswalt is voicing this character, and then walks in this guy who is in like the kind of eternal garb.
And he's introduced as a whole bunch of things, and the prince of this, and brother of Thanos, and that, and that, and that.
His name is Eros.
His name is Eros,
and
God of love.
Is that what? I didn't get that one.
Eros is the god of love, in case you didn't know.
Oh, that's right. That's right, yes.
Yep. Bringing it back to mythology, so
Yep.
it suggests that perhaps he was on planet Earth at some time.
Yep.
Because it's Harry Styles. Why is Harry Styles here? Why is Harry Styles?
He's an actor, Betsy.
Why are we trying to make Harry Styles a thing?
He's an actor.
I can't decide if I hate it or I love it.
I don't know.
Because he absolutely strikes me as a cheeky little bastard.
Sure.
Who maybe is going to
fits.
have
He
a career. For this character, it seemed like the very little we got of him.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, you guys don't even know the half of it.
Right.
I'm going to tell you all the shit. Let's go. Let's do this.
Like, you have no idea what's been happening everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And then the end credits scene,
Mm-hmm.
we were left, we left Kit Harington at the end of the movie. He's about to reveal something about his family,
Yep.
but we don't hear what it is because she's taken before he can complete the thought.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in a room in his office,
Yeah.
and he opens up a case with a sword inside.
That is, and the blade of the sword is wrapped up in like
Bloody gauze?
gauze of some kind, bandages.
Looks like bloody gauze to me.
Sure.
And then we hear a voice.
Well, and before wait till we get to the end here. We hear a voice kind of or like not a voice but like
There's voices
coming out after he opens up the box and
kind
he
of
gets close
creepy,
to it.
like whispering.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. And then he like puts his hand near it and there's like
the blade is moved.
it looks
there's something
like
on the surface.
It looks like there's this like magnetized thing. You know that toy when you have as a kid, where you can put like the magnetized stuff.
A Magnadoodle?
Yeah, that.
It was a Magnadoodle sword.
But it was kind of like that.
It was. That's exactly what it looked like.
Right. But he puts his hand almost to it, and then you hear a voice in the background. You don't see him. But it says, I don't know if you want to do that yet. Or something to that effect.
Are you right? Are you sure you want to do that?
You sure you want to do that?
Yeah.
And
I knew this voice.
I knew the voice too. It's like, okay, it's not this person. It's not that person. I know I've heard this voice. So as we left the theater, we looked it up. It's Mahershala Ali.
Who is going to be playing?
Blade.
Yeah, so
Yes.
my assumption from this is Kit Harington, because they say something about his family being from the Middle Ages. Like,
Yeah.
it's your family crest from the Middle Ages. Is he a fucking vampire hunter?
I don't know.
I think he's a vampire hunter.
I don't know.
Because he says something at the beginning, like they get on his birthday, the gift she gives him is a ring with his family crest, and says something about the Middle Ages. This sword has like some Latin like death wording shit on it.
I don't remember what it was, but yeah, something having to do with death.
It looks like this European sword in a box.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, the only reason Blade would be there is if it has something to do with vampire shit. Is this guy like a Van Helsing? What the hell is this?
Well, and right before we started the movie, we got a trailer for something that is Marvel related.
Morbius.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Morbius.
Jared Leto is entering the Marvel world, but it's
It's
more
not
like
connected to the MCU.
yeah, it's more like the Venom stretch of Marvel, where it's a property of Marvel, but it doesn't have anything to do with the
Yeah,
official
they said it's the same
MCU.
studio that did Venom and Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, so it's tangentially related, but also has nothing to do with MCU.
But Michael Keaton is also in that.
Yeah,
So
that's where it's like this has to be a separate universe.
It's gotta be, and maybe it's just a coincidence that Michael Keaton is there, but he was also in the first Spider-Man.
Oh, it's my twin brother.
Yeah, and like, come on, guys, you gotta be smarter about that. You know, us nerds are just gonna point out that shit. Is that the
Yeah.
same person from other Spider-Man?
We're gonna look for evidence now.
God damn it! Don't do that.
Stop
Don't do that to
reusing
us.
people.
I know you want to use Michael Keaton.
But at the same time, they're doing the same thing with Jared Leto showing up in the DC universe.
True.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
There are so many actors. There are 7 billion people on this planet. You couldn't find a different actor to play this guy. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have a lot of random thoughts. I think, as I've kind of touched on a few times with this movie, I think they're trying to do a lot of interesting things. There's Sprite, who's having these this identity crisis. You have people who are in love, but it's fucking complicated. You have people who could change the fate of humanity and are told they can't.
Yep.
You have people who know what's actually going on and they're trying to right wrongs, but they are taken out by their own, team members. They're betrayed.
Yep.
There's these things that we are being told are evil, but really they're just as involved as the Eternals are. The Eternals and the Deviants are kind of on the same team.
They really are.
But they've been fighting each other so long, they don't know what to do with that.
Because they're pitted against each other.
Right. There's humanity and religion and mythology. There's so much happening here. So I definitely think this is one that I'm going to just need to watch again and absorb it and maybe catch some things I didn't catch the first time. And like I said, while you're watching it, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then they reveal to you what's really happening. Then it makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of jumping around and time and space and people here and people there.
I think the filmmakers know people who enjoy these movies, who are fans of the MCU, they will go back and watch this movie again.
Yes.
Because we all do.
They don't need to try to explain it to you now because they know you'll be back for
Everything
more.
is there. There will be more revealed at a later date with other movies and other TV shows. I get it. I get where you're going to try to cram in as much as you possibly can and try to make it make sense at the time as much as you can.
Yeah.
No movie is perfect. I did not understand a whole lot of the stuff in the original run of like phase 1 and phase 2.
How it was all intertwined.
Yep. I had a really hard time getting through a lot of that.
Well, and we're still finding things. So like you
Sure.
said, we watched Guardians of the Galaxy.
Exactly.
And there's just like a little footnote on the screen, like when they get arrested. And it's just like, he has a translator in his neck.
Right, which is why he can understand all of the aliens around him.
It's like this minute little baby detail. that they just threw in. And there's, you noticed the Celestial. And they've been thinking about this for a long time, but sometimes they just throw it in, like you said, to just have a little Easter egg, a little thing in there.
Something
and
for
it
the
doesn't become
fans.
relevant until later.
Yeah.
But every time I watch these movies again, I feel like I pick up something I didn't before.
It's so dense.
We just recently watched one of the Spider-Man movies, and they make a joke about Doctor Strange.
Right. Who, in 2002 or whenever that came out, I didn't know who the hell Doctor Strange was.
I had no idea. And it's just like a flippant little line.
Yeah.
But it's in there.
And when we watched the MCU Doctor Strange, like, I was like really kind of dreading going into that because, oh God, here's one more thing I have no idea about. It's the same feeling I had when we went to see Guardians of the Galaxy the first time.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what to expect. I have no idea what these things are. I know what Iron Man is. I know what Spider-Man is. I know what Thor is.
Even if you don't know the whole picture, you've heard of it, you know enough to be like, okay, I can understand what I'm getting into.
So apprehensive of trying to just hop into this stuff because this is before I was a fan of the entire MCU.
Yeah.
I am now a fan
Yeah.
of the entire thing. And I was very much looking forward to this movie, regardless of what the critics have said and what other fans have said. I think it is an important movie for the stuff going forward. It is less of a standalone movie and more of a companion for what is yet to come.
Yeah. It's more of a companion piece, and that's why I think I'm getting... We maybe feel the same way, even if you don't quite get there, about it being a TV show. If it was a companion piece, watch it or don't. Like, I don't know how relevant this will be later, but if it's just a little bit of information you need, have it just be its own thing over here.
Sure.
And we don't need to talk about it anymore.
Right,
Watch it, don't watch it, whatever.
Right, and I think because of the scope of it and that you had so many characters, it's how do you introduce that many characters in the course of a TV show?
Time. You just have time. That's all it is. If you had 10 or 15 episodes to do this, you could actually more flesh out these people. And the betrayals would feel much more...
They would have more impact. I agree
much
with you.
more impactful. Yeah.
I agree with you.
So that's all I think, is I think if you had more room to explore and done a little bit of the flashback, flash forward, where you can signify this is the past and this is the present and this is information you're going to need at the beginning of this episode that happened a long time ago, and maybe we could have gotten less time in those places, but more snippets of time in those places. Like, I don't need a 20-minute chunk. Just give me a 3-minute chunk, but a 3-minute chunk here and a 4-minute chunk there and a 5-minute chunk there. And you can actually cover more ground that way than just giving me 20 minutes in ancient Babylon.
Which, again, I liked those sequences.
I did too.
Yeah.
I just didn't know who I was watching and why I should care.
Yeah.
Because they dive right into it. We only got a couple of names in the opening sequence. And it's a big battle scene. And then it's present day.
So, just on a personal level, I'm bad with names. I've always been bad with names. There's a lot of people who are bad with names. Surprisingly, I got most of them throughout the course of the movie.
But you had to be listening for them.
I really did. And like, I think there was just 2 of them that I didn't get right off the bat. And it was the fast lady, which I still don't know what the hell her name is.
It's like Makari or something.
And Fastos, which I got, but it wasn't until after he was introduced like a couple of times.
Yeah.
Which I kind of forgot he was even there.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many people, and then they separate, and it's like, how many more do we need?
Right. Until they say, oh, we have to go and find Fastos, and then we got his story about Hiroshima.
Right. And you can do it faster, like Ocean's 11. We need to put the gang together.
Right.
I got this guy, 3 minutes. This guy, 40 seconds. That guy.
Oh, they did it in Armageddon, too.
That's what I'm saying. Just give me the montage.
Yeah.
Get there already.
Yeah.
I don't need to know what they've been up to for 2 millennia.
Right.
Just get to the point.
All right. I think right there is where we're going to have to leave it. Again, like you said, it's not bad. It is not bad.
No, it's very different.
I enjoyed something, most of it. It is very, very different than what I'm used to from an MCU movie. But because we've had such heavy heavy movies with all these implications from all these previous movies, they still have to be setting things up.
Yeah.
We said it during the Shang-Chi episode. They gave us one little snippet of what's going to come in the next one. And I kind of liken this to the original Thor, because the original Thor is very much a Shakespearean drama.
Yes.
And it has very little to do with the rest of everything, but you have to get the understanding that there are these other beings in the universe.
Yeah.
And their importance in it.
Yeah. It's a big damn universe, and we're all really puny.
Yes. Speaking of Shang-Chi, we got an email a little while back from Madi.
Yes.
So Madi is talking about Shang-Chi. She says, this episode is perfect background listening while I do some work on my day off. Don't work on your day off. Do housework on your day off.
Maybe that's what she means.
Or, yeah, do your laundry on your day off. I loved your whole back and forth around representation, which, yeah, we kind of about to talk about the same thing here. I was just like, yes, at everything you, Betsy and Trent were saying. Representation is so important for everyone and makes everyone feel so seen. Also, I just want to hang out with you both. Yes, thank you, Madi. We want to do the same. Yeah, and of course, these movies just are so universally admired and loved that everybody gets a different thing out of them, I think, which is why I mentioned, the same-sex kiss during. That's important for people. And like it's these two people who have a son, and it's a normal family life in Chicago.
They're playing football in the park in the yard.
Throw around a football in the front yard, fixing the bike. That's what you do as a parent.
Yeah. Just making sure he brushes his teeth.
Right.
He's just living life.
Right. And even like his husband came around and said, you need to go. If what you can do here will help our son live a good life, go off and do it.
Yep.
I trust you. That's important.
Yeah.
For people to see.
Mm-hmm. So. Well, and we've talked about Guardians. There's a lot of people who identify with Drax because he takes things very literally, and a lot of people who are on the spectrum.
Yeah.
And they experience the world differently. Drax is very, very relatable to them.
Yeah.
Because that's how they interpret the world. They take things very literally.
It's very literally, and then all they have is their raw emotion.
Yep.
There's no filter. It's just when he's having a great time, he's really having a great time.
Right. And it might not have been written that way, but because that's how the character is, that's how people have interpreted it. And
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
It's just a nice extra layer that was unexpected, even if they didn't intend to do that. So we'll see what happens, because I know he's going to kind of hang it up after this next one.
Right. I think that he's been forced into retirement, unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens with the third Guardians movie, with the next Doctor Strange, with the next Spider-Man, with Blade, with everything there is to come.
Right, and then we know what's coming, but what I'm worried about is how do they do a third movie? I know they did an Iron Man 3, and that was a whole big thing. Not a lot of people liked Iron Man 3, but you haven't had a third movie in any of these except for Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, how do you...
Thor.
Yeah.
And Captain America.
Okay, shut up. But what I'm saying here is, after the events of Endgame, how do you continue that story? How do you have a Guardians 3 and have it be this whimsical thing after everything that happened? Especially with Gamora. Mm-hmm. That's a really interesting thread to pull.
Yeah. We're getting into the multiverse, bitches.
Right, and Thor is gonna be like leaving them soon, I'm sure. We got Thor.
Because we got a new Thor coming
Love and
out.
Thunder coming through. Oh my god, I can't wait for that.
Oh my god, so much to look forward to.
Yeah, I want to see Natalie Portman be.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. Oh man.
Thor, whatever they call it.
She-Hulk.
Well, the She-Hulk is a whole different thing.
I know.
But yeah, there's like a female Thor.
Yep.
We'll see. Thor.
All right, so Betsy, that's the end of this one. We did it. We watched another Marvel movie. There will be many more to come.
So many more.
So many more to come. If you're listening in order here, we're doing some Spider-Mans every Sunday until the next Marvel movie comes out.
Yeah!
So
Spidey Sunday!
Spidey Sunday is in full effect. So come back and listen to all of those episodes. We're watching Spider-Man 1 through 3. We're watching the 2 Amazing Spider-Mans. And then we're going to watch the newest one with Tom Holland.
That's right.
So, yeah. Stay tuned, all you Marvel freaks.
There's much more to come.
There's much more to come. Oh my God, there's so much more to come. But yes, email us your favorite of these here Marvel movies. NeverSeenItPod@gmail.com is the email address. Follow us on Twitter, tweet at us, like our shit, retweet it, tell your friends if you have any left.
After all this Marvel talk.
God, you're fucking nerds. God, you're nerds. Follow us on Twitter, NeverSeenIt_pod. And if you want to support the show, support the two of us and all of our shenanigans, click the link in the podcast description. It'll take you to a page where you can help sign up for money contributions.
To give to us
Give money to us currency. Yeah. That's how that works.
Sure.
But yes, Betsy, that's it. Eternals in the bag. We're done. We will be back to you next time with another episode of Never Seen It. I'm Trent.
I'm Betsy.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.